What's up, child? How you guys doing? This is gonna be a review for Love and Marriage Huntsville season 2, episode 2. So we pick up where we left off with the conversation Maurice was having with Martell last week, and y'all were clearing some things up for me that Martell was upset because he felt like Maurice kept cutting him off whenever he was trying to basically reveal some things about Marcel. Okay. And in this conversation between the two of them, I pay very close attention to what's being said and what's not being said. Now, Maurice, I know you were trying to help, boo, but you sort of told on your brother whether you meant to or not. When you said we've all made mistakes and we've all done some things that we may not want to come out. And Martell was like what? He was like, well, you saying that stuff you said about Marcel, like he apologized, but you just can't let it go. And he was like, well, like what? Well, the 20 girlfriend thing. And I'm thinking, so is that the we've all made mistakes that we don't want people to know about? Is that what you're talking about? That Marcel doesn't want it to be known that maybe he did step out on Tisha? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Then he was like, but Martell, you have to understand that all of this drama, all roads lead back to Martell. And that is absolutely true. I was actually having that conversation earlier this week with somebody, and we said the same thing, that all this drama comes from Martell. If you take the drama out, the only other storylines that we have really dealt with on this show, the situation with Maurice, Kimmy, and his ex-wife, and then Letitia wanting to go back to work. Like, that is it. Like, in the comeback group, which, hell, we ain't talking about the comeback group since the first half of the first season, for real. So it's like, you guys, like Martell really, and then Martell was like, well, I mean, he lied. I mean, that lie that Letitia told about me buying the mistress the car, and that's just not true. I didn't buy anybody a car other than my wife. Here's the thing, though, Martell. Letitia may or may not have said it. I don't know, but she ain't the only one who said it. Well, no, I do know she did say it, but she's not the only one who said it. The woman in question said it. So, I'm just saying. Then I meant to mention it in my review last week, and I forgot. But of course, it's been addressed at a couple of different places this week. The mistress is saying, I don't want you to call her. Well, she is the mistress, child. But Arian, I believe, is her legal name. She said that no one has reached out to her, that's a lie. So that disclaimer that y'all keep putting up there, that it's a lie, that she wants to come on the show. She is willing to come on the show. She wants to tell her side of the story. So I don't know who telling the truth and who lying, but anyway. So that was that. Then we had a whole conversation with Melody and Martell about their dads. And Melody was saying how, she wants to try to do better with maybe building a relationship with her dad. And then Martell was talking about the fact that his dad didn't come to the baby shower after he said he was going to come. And I found it interesting that neither one of their fathers came to the baby shower. But, and Melody was saying, well, I thought you guys were in a better place. I thought y'all were working on building y'all relationship. Like, what happened? And, Martell was like, I don't know, but, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. I don't want to keep, following, I don't want to feel like I'm keep chasing behind him. I can't keep putting in all the effort and he's not putting in any of the effort. And I can understand that, especially at this point where y'all are grown. Like, I definitely understand that. Then we found out a little bit more information about Melody. Her dad has a PhD, so he's an academic, and that he owns businesses and stuff. And Martell was like, I really, because of your dad being such an accomplished person, I think he would just be really great around with the kids and stuff like that. So they had this whole moment with that. Then Melody had the baby. I'm not about to sit here and go through all that. Her labor was induced. She went to the hospital. She had the baby. A very healthy little girl that they call, I think her name is Milani. Pretty name. If I said it right, I like that. That's pretty. And I'm happy for them. Now, Melody has been working on her skincare line for the last 2 years, and she's finally ready to launch it. So after she has the baby, we fast forward 5 weeks, Rewind, stop, pause. There was a conversation that Martell had with Kimmy before the baby, after the baby shower, and basically they had a whole conversation about Martell and the mistress, and Kimmy's like, listen, at the end of the day, Martell really is a sweetheart until he feels cornered. I skipped a couple of things. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me rewind. She was like, Martell really is a nice guy until he feels cornered. And that, I guess with this whole situation with the affair, he sort of feels cornered or whatever. No. I don't know whether Martell's a nice guy or not, but until he feels cornered. But at the end of the day, Martell is also a liar. And I don't know if that's when he feels cornered or not, but he's a liar. The other thing that Melody, and I'm going to get back to the liar part of it. Then the other thing that Melody talked about, Kimmy and them talked about, they talked about the whole situation with Destiny and LeBerick and all of that. And, Kimmy was like, listen, I don't understand what I said that was wrong. And Martell tried to make it seem like Kimmy said something wrong. He was like, well, you ain't have to say it like that. Okay, yeah, you don't know them, but you ain't have to say it the way you said it. And I was like, well, how else the hell is she supposed to say it? Like, somebody come at you and say that they felt offended because you said that you didn't know. And she was like, but I don't know what else I was supposed to say. Like, I ain't know them. And I didn't realize that and she said that sometimes she knows she has a way of saying things that can be, but I don't think, Kimmy can be, but I don't think that was one of them. Like, I don't think that was a moment where Kimmy, I really don't. Listen, I still don't see what the issue was, but whatever. And then Martell was saying how, Kimmy and Destiny are kind of alike. And he was saying, Destiny, can go there. And he was like, Kimmy, I don't know if you want to bumble with the bee. And Kimmy was like, she don't want none of this. She don't want to bumble with this bee. I feel like, we'll have more Destiny, Kimmy drama. We had a little bit more at the end of this episode, but we'll get there. Then we have a scene where Martell is buying the push gift for Melody. Now, this push gift situation is fairly new. As far as I know, I didn't start hearing about push gifts till about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Now, maybe that's just some stuff that has always been going on, but it just trickled down to my group of people until the last couple of years. And I have seen some really nice push gifts. And so, as a way to try to continue to build his relationship up with Melody's brother, he invited him to come. They went jewelry shopping. He was looking at a tennis bracelet. The brother was like, maybe you should buy a ring, because the ring symbolizes that eternal circle that won't be broken when nobody come in the middle. Once again dropping them hints about the affair type situation. And Martell was like, I don't want to buy Melody another ring until I'm ready to renew our vows, and I'm gonna save it for that. But we're gonna get the tennis bracelet. So they got the tennis bracelet. It looked nice, cute tennis bracelets. Great. Then they have a conversation, and the brother was just like, well, look. And basically what Martell was trying to say to the brother was, listen, I done apologized. We done moved on. I really don't want to keep having this conversation about me having an affair. It happened. I apologize. I'm not going to hurt your sister again. But the brother was like, yeah, but about a year and a half ago, you sat in my house and we had this same conversation. Yet, it happened. Like, you did hurt my sister again. And he was like, well, that's because new stuff just keeps coming out. Like, it's not that anything new is going on, just more information keeps tumbling out. More information keeps tumbling out because y'all... Anyway. Yeah, more information keeps tumbling out. And so the brother was just like, yeah, that's the part I'm talking about. Like, the other shoe keeps dropping. So then the brother said something about a sexual relationship. Why Martell act like he didn't understand what the brother was saying? Martell was like, sexual? What sexual? That's what an affair is, Martell. He was like, so of course y'all know they show all the clips of Martell referencing a sexual relationship with this woman. They even show the clip where Martell justified having a sexual relationship with this woman because he wasn't sexually satisfied with his relationship with Melody. And I was like, so I'm not understanding. That's what I'm saying, that Martell, that's the kind of unnecessary stuff that I'm talking about. Like, everybody knows you had an affair. Everybody knows it was sexual in nature. Why are we playing semantics? You know what her brother is talking about. So now you done forced you know, the editors to put all of this, you know, production to put all these clips of you of you talking about sex with this other woman. Like, I don't understand it. Anyway, moving on. So, then we had the baby, okay? And again, everything I said, you know, it applies. Moving on. So Melody is developing a skincare line. She said she's been working on it for 2 years, but she wanted to make sure it was right. And so they're having the launch. And the launch was going to be 5 weeks after she had the baby. So we fast forward 5 weeks after we see the baby and everything. We fast forward 5 weeks to the actual launch. And it's an intimate. It's sort of like a soft opening type situation where she just invited, you know, family and friends. It was a very intimate gathering, but they had the products there, you know, better than some people. Kenya Moore. They actually had the products there, and, you know, and Martell was basically saying how he thinks Melody is doing too much. She's working too hard. She's doing too much. And he was also complaining about the fact that there was a lot of money going out, but not really a lot of money coming in. And, you know, Melody, she mentioned that. And with any business on the front end, you putting money out. And Martell, you know that. And this is a skincare line, so I'm sure there was a lot of money put out on the front end, you know, with testing and product place, you know, and product, you know what I'm saying? What they call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, the products, you know, buying the actual containers that the stuff goes in and the logos. And it's a lot. All that stuff takes money. And Martell, y'all have multiple businesses, so you know that. Like, you know you got to put money out to get money back. And found out Melody was in a car accident the day before the launch, and he was just like, listen, you're doing too much. And he may be right. I feel like Melody is that type of person that keeps going and going and going until her body says, listen, go sit your ass down. And Melody, you probably don't look at my reviews, and that's fine, but somebody tell Melody that I said, go sit your ass down. And I don't even mean that in a bad way. I mean, you've got to listen to your body. And I get it. You are a go-getter. You are a hustler. You are let's keep it going. You know, I get it. I mean, she had the laptop out at the hospital after they gave her that epidural, honey. Because, you know, at first, she listen, them contractions was kicking her ass. But once they hit her with that epidural, she was all smiling and answering emails. And I get it. But at a certain point, you just got to sit down, Melody. You just got to sit down. It was 5 weeks. Your body hasn't even fully healed yet, boo. Sit down, boo-boo. So she's having her moment, and we see Miss Kimmy shows up, and she comes over to speak to Melody, and she speaks to Martell, and they were standing there talking to Destiny and LaDerek. And when I tell you that Kimmy straight sunned them, like I'm sure it was edited out, because I don't believe that Kimmy was that rude that she didn't speak to them, but she definitely didn't do no whole bunch of, hey, Destiny, how you doing? She probably hit her with a, hey, how you doing? And I mean, and she made it be known, I'm ignoring you. Like, it was clear that it was like, I want you to know that I'm not entertaining you at this moment in time. So you know that I know that you know that I know that you know. Now, while Melody is giving her, you know, thank you all for coming speech, Letitia come through there. Y'all, why Melody stopped in mid-sentence and was like, what? She stopped her speech. I mean, she didn't like, it wasn't abrupt. I mean, it was abrupt, but it wasn't like she didn't finish her thought. You know, she said, well, I want you guys to, you know, mingle. Go ahead and get you a plate if you haven't eaten yet. And we're going to set the booths up so you guys can see the different products and see how the products work. Like, she finished her thought, but I feel like she probably would have talked a little bit longer had Letitia not walked up in that place. And as soon as she did that, she pulled Martell to the back. And she was like, so what's the deal? Like, what is she doing here? I ain't invite her. I don't know why she here. Ain't nobody tell her to come. What we gonna do about it? And Martell was like, I mean, she here now. Like, what we gonna do? Child, she went and got security. And she even asked him, she said, listen, I don't know what your duties are. Like, I don't know if you are allowed to or not. But I have an uninvited guest that I need removed. Can you Can you ask him to leave? And the guy was like, sure. He looked like he was about 17 years old. That was his little part-time job in between whatever and whatever. But he went in there and he asked Letitia to leave. Now, to Kimmy's credit, because at first I was like, now Kimmy, did you set this up? But when Kimmy turned around and saw Letitia, she was shocked. She was like, what you doing here? And I think a part of her was thinking, I hope they don't think I'm brought Letitia up in here, because I think Kimmy is trying really hard to just stay the hell out of it. Like, because that was Martell's whole purpose for going to go see her, was basically, thank y'all for coming. We glad that y'all not choosing sides. And Kimmy was like, listen, it was never a thought that we weren't going to come to the baby shower. Like, whatever is going on between you and Marcel and Letitia, we really don't, like, yes, that's our family, but we really don't want. Because at the end of the day, what we want is for everybody to be friends again. Like, that's what they want to happen. So they not trying to start no shit, you know. But, honey, Kimmy turned around and was like, what you doing? I'm surprised to see you. And Letitia said, I know. She was like, I just had to surprise you. So Kimmy ain't set that up, at least as far as we know right now. You know, Kimmy might have been playing shocked, but I think she really was shocked to see Letitia there. But baby, that security guard did go over there and ask Letitia to leave, and Letitia told my son, why? Because you weren't invited. You weren't. Same way you weren't invited to that baby shower and you didn't show up. You weren't invited to this, and so I don't know why you was there. Now, Melody, you ain't had to embarrass that girl like that, though. You ain't had to embarrass that girl like that. But Melody was like, I don't want you here. And I ain't going to pretend like I want you here. I said, oh. Anyway, y'all, so next week, we're going to get the whole showdown between her, Melody, and that security guard. We're going to see how it plays out. But, baby, I don't think it end well for Letitia. I don't think it does. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.